Hello there, it's time to look at another title from my gaming vault, and today I'm going to be looking at a PlayStation 1 game. The game is Apocalypse. So let's take a look at the fact file for this one. Apocalypse was released in 1998 in European territories. It's published by Activision and developed by Neversoft. The price I paid for this game was just £1. I think I picked it up in a charity shop if I remember rightly. And the current going rate, if you want to get yourself a copy on eBay, you can pick up one for £4 to £8 generally speaking. So those are the facts about the game. Let's waste no more time and look at Apocalypse now. Here we have the packaging then. As you can see, Apocalypse is starring Bruce Willis, and what they did was get his facial likeness for the main character and also use some of his voice acting as well in the game. So I just wanted to mention about Bruce Willis, obviously a big star, big action star of the 90s and beyond. Unfortunately recently diagnosed with dementia at the age of 68, so that's quite sad for him and his family. I was very sorry to hear about that. He was a big star and big fan of some of his films, particularly Die Hard and Pulp Fiction. This game in 1998, so this was when he was at the height of his popularity, having just been in films like Pulp Fiction, as I mentioned, and The Fifth Element. So there you go, that's the front cover. Otherwise it's just some flames and some kind of apocalyptic symbol in the background. On the spine, as you'd expect, typical PS1 game, it just says Apocalypse in white text on black. And moving around onto the back cover, we've again got Apocalypse starring Bruce Willis. There's a picture of him in action. The most frantic, explosive, 3D engrossing environment game in the world, it says from official PlayStation magazine, at that point in time, I presume. And it then goes on to say, it's raw action, take control of Bruce Willis, one of the greatest action stars of all time, motion captured and cyber scanned for the most intense hardcore action ever. Kick-ass cinematics unveil a doomsday plot. It then goes on to say, destroy it all, win multi-level war factories, etc. And lock and load, brave the dismal future against up to 20 on-screen enemies. Good thing you can don multiple weapons at once like rip lasers, flamethrowers, semi-automatics and homing missiles. So it also says there, the end of the world is near. You're Bruce, starring as Trey Kincaid, nanophysicist and sole defender of the world. It's up to you to defeat the Four Horsemen before it's happy trails to us all. I think that was a nod there, the happy trails from the final line that he says as Hans Gruber falls from the tower in Die Hard. If you're not familiar with that film, then please go and watch it because it's one of the greatest action movies ever made. If not the greatest action movie ever made. So anyway, that's it for the outside of the packaging. Let's take a look at the instructions. So before I take a look at the instructions, here's the disc. As you can see, nicely done, all in black with the Apocalypse logo at the top there. Pretty cool. So let's move on to the instruction manual, which is exactly the same on the front as it was on the front cover of the game. So let's quickly flick through that. We'll skip past the contents and how to use a controller and how to power on your PlayStation and things like that. So let's have a look what it says here. So from the main menu, you can have a new game or load a game or choose some options. Pretty standard stuff there. It's got difficulty options, control configuration, analog controls are supported, it would appear, based on that, and you can also move the position of the screen. This is all boring stuff, isn't it? Then it gives an overview of the game, which I'm not going to read out completely, but it says you as Trey Kincaid must fight your way through sewers, factories and rooftops, to name a few, in your journey to defeat the Reverend. Of course, to defeat this barbarian you must defeat his four horsemen: death, plague, war and the beast. I'm pretty sure at least one of the four horsemen was actually called Pestilence, or maybe Famine, I don't know. Anyway, well, let's move on from that. There's lots of other things it says there about weapons and power-ups and things like that. It tells you about the heads-up display and the weapons that you can choose, which include machine guns, pulse lasers, and a lot of other things based on the next two pages. Flamethrowers, homing missiles, particle beam, rip lasers, rocket launchers and grenades. So plenty of firepower available. And it still goes on. You can also get smart bombs, health, medium health, lots of health basically. Precursor to the Apocalypse, that's just more background to the game, which I'm not going to be bothering reading out completely. At the bottom there it says, a mysterious figure known as only the Reverend, a false prophet who evangelizes his version of the gospel to a world teeming with lost souls. A very elaborate backstory there. Wow, it really goes on for a long time. There's another full page of it there. Only one man has an inkling of what the Reverend has in store for the world. He's a lone tech renegade on the run named Trey Kincaid, which is your character. A brilliant scientist whose rebellious ideas and breakthrough work in nanotechnology have finally brought that fringe science beyond the prototype stage. Okay, so that's basically why he's got a load of cool weapons, I guess. So then it tells you some characters, and there's a Mary Magdalene character. The President, always a good character to have in your games, I suppose. Rafer, I'm not really sure what's going on there. There's just too much. Oh, he's an arms dealer. Okay, yeah, there's too much information in this booklet and I can't be bothered to read it. And Larry, a science prodigy and Trey Kincaid's faithful lab assistant. It then goes on to give you all the credits, which again is quite boring. What I did like, as we skip towards the back here, the customer support section mentions online services with Activision forums, email and file library support. You've got the internet, fair enough. AOL, you could use the keyword Activision to locate the Activision forum. CompuServe, you've got the CompuServe address there, or you could go Activision, and also an Activision BBS, which tells you that it'll work at up to 33600 baud. Those are the days, where your modem, you still had to dial up rather than just connect to the internet through a cable or whatever. So yeah, that was quite fun to see. There's also some technical support, product license agreement stuff, boring stuff that no one really cares about. So let's move on from that and actually load the game up and play it. So the game is loading up, and first we've got the Activision logo, quite nicely done, bursting out of the screen there. And following that we've got the Neversoft Entertainment logo. Now Neversoft, if you don't know, probably most famous for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, that series, and also they went on to do Guitar Hero on the PS2 and beyond as well. So a couple of interesting games they created. I think all of those were after this game. We then get a little bit of a cutscene introducing to the game with some provocative dancing by some women and some angry guy in a lot of flames, and Bruce Willis, his avatar within the game, shooting some stuff and rolling around and things like that. Bit of 90s techno type music in the background, and there we go, there's a logo for the game, Apocalypse, and some flames and stuff. So pretty nice introduction, very movie style as you'd expect with a game that stars Bruce Willis effectively. And then we press start to start. And a few options on the main menu. There's some green rocks rotating in the background. New game, you can load a game. I haven't got a game saved, so I'm not doing that. And there's also some options, so let's quickly take a look at those. We've got the difficulty level, easy, normal or hard. We'll just leave it as normal. Sound options, sound effects, music level, voice level, and returns the options menu again. Don't see any real reason to change any of those. Controller config, and you can choose what you want to use for the weapon select, crouch, jump and smart bomb. We'll get into the controls later. There's also some vibration settings which I am actually going to change to some, because the game vibrates, the controller vibrates I should say, whenever you shoot, and you're shooting a lot, so that should make it a little bit less irritating holding the DualShock. And there's also analog controls supported in this game, but you don't actually configure any of that. You just press the analog button and it just works. And also there's MISC options, so what have we got there? Credits, music credits, intro again, resets default, center of the screen and return to options. Don't think we need to bother with any of that stuff, so let's go back to the main menu and start a new game.
There was a time,
which begins with another cutscene with a very big cockroach on it.
now religion has become my science and my sword. Only one man, my oldest student, now my sworn enemy, knows my plan and knows how I raise.
So this does go on a bit, but basically what the guy is saying, this is the main villain, the Reverend, and it suggests that your character, whose name I can't remember, Trey Kincaid or something like that, he's his old protege or something like that, and basically he's making the four horsemen of the apocalypse, or his version of them, via some kind of religious science nonsense in this intro. So yeah, here they are, his version of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. He's very angry, this guy. Not entirely sure why. Maybe that's made clear as you play through the game. But yeah, he's angry and he's unleashing these nasty beings onto the world. You then get another cutscene. It continues. You're in a prison facility, and this is where your character is currently imprisoned. It does go on a bit, this.
I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your
So you can hear some Bruce Willis vocal talent there, swearing and stuff at the guy who's just putting him in prison.
Bad dreams tonight.
but clearly he went into prison with something that's quite useful to him, because he just shot or stunned that guard, and now he's going to escape, presumably. Well, I know he is, because I've already played it a bit before starting this video. So finally, you start level 1, which is unsurprisingly in the prison. You've got to escape. There's a quote from presumably the Bible or some religious thing there, and away it goes. And immediately you start firing, because when you're using the analog sticks, it kind of starts firing straight away. You have to kind of move them around a little bit to sort of configure them, I suppose, to get them to work properly. So what have we got here then? We're in a corridor, obviously. So let's talk about the controls. So the first thing is left analog stick moves your character around, right analog stick is the direction of fire, so it's effectively a twin stick shooter. You've also got a smart bomb, which I won't press at the moment, but that's R2. You've got R1 to jump, you've got L1 to crouch, you can still shoot, and also, oh, it started again, it's gone a bit mad. And also you've got L2, which is to change weapons, but I haven't got anything other than my default weapon at the moment, so there we go. So let's move on through the level and see what we encounter. Basically, lots of enemies. The idea of the game is just to make your way through the level and shoot all the enemies. It's a run and gun, basically. There's not a lot of story to it. I mean, it's got a story, but the story doesn't really matter. You're just running around shooting everything and making your way through this prison complex in the first instance, and eventually you'll get into other areas later on in the game. So it's quite dark. There's lots of dark corridors to run through, but that fits the theme of the game. I'm just shooting all these things because I think there's some power-ups and stuff in some of these crates. So to begin with, it's fairly easy. Go on then, open that up. Oh, you have to, okay. That seems to do that automatically sometimes, and other times you have to touch the fire direction towards the thing to actually open it up. So here's a power-up, that's just health, which I'm not really sure I actually need at this point, but there we go. So you can see, because you can use the analog sticks to move yourself around and fire in a different direction, you can strafe quite easily as you walk down these corridors and duck behind things. So here's the first power up, which is particle beam. Try and open this door. Oh, a little bit glitchy, but there we go. So the particle beam is some kind of big flamey weapony thing. So here we've got to the first checkpoint. There are checkpoints that you go back to if you lose a life. You do have lives. It's not just you know, restart the checkpoint and go on forever. I think you've got 3 lives to start with or something like that. So let's make our way around, and the camera moves automatically, so as you move around the level, if you go around a corner, the camera does that for you. You can see the fire sticking on at times. I'm not actually firing then, it's just that's what it does basically, because of the analog stick's a bit quirky. I don't know if that's my analog stick that's the problem, or just that the game was an early analog stick type game, so it doesn't work quite as you'd expect it to sometimes. So here comes the first obstacle that isn't just shooting things, which is to jump over this platform here, or a gap I should say. So yeah, there's some light platforming action in it as well, nothing too challenging so far at least. That might change. So here the camera's shifted again to an overhead view, so more like a sort of, I don't know, Robotron I suppose style view for a little bit, rather than the behind the character view. Not really any reason for that I'm aware of, just for being cinematic I suppose. It's obviously designed to be a cinematic style game with a cinematic actor in it, so that sort of stands to reason. I will shut up for a bit at some point, because he does mouth off quite a lot, does Bruce, in this game. You can go either direction here I guess, can you? Can I go this way? Oh no, that's a dead end. So yeah, I'll just play a little bit with no talking, just so you can hear some of the stuff he comes out with as he's running around.
Lock and load.
Oops, and I fell down a hole there, losing my first life. So it'll tell me how many lives I've got. I've got 3 lives left, so it's not too bad. So it's taking me back to the last checkpoint. That's because, as we all know, especially when you didn't have a movable camera, 3D platforming can be quite hard. It's quite hard to judge where you need to actually jump, not to find a point on it.
Strap one on. It's time to jam.
So yeah, he says different sort of words when he picks items up and when he kills people. It's just, he doesn't really talk much in the game otherwise, only in the cutscenes. So yeah, he's basically just giving out cliched action hero lines, basically, as befits a man of his acting abilities, I suppose. Okay, so I just picked up a smart bomb. I think I got some of those anyway, so I'll show one of those in action at some point. What have I got to do here? Do I need to jump over that? I think I probably do. No, I probably didn't. Okay, so now I've got something different. I've got to avoid these spotlights, because if you walk into them, then you lose some health. So not too difficult to begin with, but then you get more spotlights. Again, it's switched to a more overhead view, so the camera's pretty good. Some of the movement of it is a bit unnecessary, I feel. It's just done, as I say, for cinematic reasons. There you go, that's what happens if you walk into one of those spotlights. And again, the camera's changed again. Oh, just jumped instead of fired there. I forgot what buttons I'm using, or what should I say, not buttons, but sticks in the case of shooting. So I've got a top of a health. Again, it's pretty generous with the health power-ups, especially on this first level. Oh, I didn't even realise there was something to fall down there. Okay, well, there goes another life. Yeah, that wasn't really clear, was it? So you've got to be carefully jump across all these things. Oh, there's only two of them, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's not gone too well so far. I think the environmental hazards are actually more challenging than the enemies at this point in the game. So I guess we're going to flick this lever, and what we're going to get? Something exploded, something else exploded, and now something else. Oh wow, okay. I guess, oh, I've got a flamethrower now. This looks like it could be fun. Okay, so I've now got what looks like zombie type characters. It was earlier, it was like prison robots, but now these look more like fast moving zombies. The flamethrower is really good, really effective, and also oh, I've run out now, but the look of it is really good. The graphical implementation of it's really quite good as well. Yeah, so there's some kind of mutant zombie things after me here. Let's carry on moving. Let's hope that, yeah, I was going to say that might have been another thing that was about to fall down. It's a bit of a problem with it when everything's quite dark. It's quite hard to tell what's floor and what's just a hole. Let's carry on. Yeah, sure enough, something else. Oh, okay, we've now got lasers, like those red lasers that set off tripwires, I guess, coming across as well. Let's use a smart bomb here. There you go, that's a smart bomb. Just so you know what that does. Just sends out a wave from you, and so yeah, maybe if I jump over these lasers here, I won't set them off and let lots of baddies out. They're quite hard to make out. Yeah, there we go, I got a couple of them there, but yeah, okay. Could have been worse. Let's get through there.
We're going back in the hole, convict!
So we're back to prison robots or whatever they are. Maybe not robots, they're possibly prison guards in robotic suits. Let's go with that. See if I can navigate this. Okay, so now I've got homing missiles. These could prove useful. Let's see what we need them for. Bit of diagonal running required there. By the way, of course, you don't have to use that. I can switch back to the machine gun if I want to, and save those homing missiles for when I really need them. Oh, there we go. Let's just use a couple of those. What have we got up there? Probably want to get up there. It's health. Let's go this side. Yeah, more health. And another bad guy. Over there. You can shoot them from quite a good distance away, so that's good. And you if you're on a slightly different level to them, I think your bullets do just sort of home in on them. There you can see that, because he was lower down than I was. And this guy's higher up, I think, so can I get him? Have I got him? I think I've got him. So that's quite good as well. So it's got some sort of auto aiming on it as well. Still got homing missiles left. Let's use a couple of those to get these guys in the distance here. And I guess we're going to have to jump up and climb on the side of this. Yeah, okay. So on we go. There's something over there. That looks like something I want. Let's get this. Rip laser. I like the sound of that. I've just reached the checkpoint. Oh, look at this. This is seriously heavy duty. Where have we got to go now? Over here? Yep. Oh, I've missed it again. Oh, the jumping is definitely the downfall, if you pardon the expression on this. That's another life gone. Back to a checkpoint, or not too far. I've still got the weapon though, so that's something. See if I can get this right this time. Better. You have got a shadow, so I suppose you should just try and watch where your shadow's going. There's people to shoot across there, is it? I've still got my weapons, I have. I've still got the homing missile. So you get to keep your weapons even when you lose a life. That's quite handy. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I don't want that weapon for this, do I? Back to that. Okay. Gotta be careful now because I think I'm on my last life. Let's just move past that. I would say the level's a bit long. I feel like it's been going on a bit too long now. Hopefully we're not too far from the end. Can't actually remember. I'm just gonna... No, I can't go through it. Can I blast that door? No, I've got to shoot these two, haven't I? Let's get that done quickly. Okay, now the door opens. Another checkpoint. What have we got here? More enemies.
Strap one on, it's time to jam.
Still got some homing missiles. I think I've just used the last one actually. And oh, extra life. Definitely needed that. You know there's going to be some more baddies appearing behind these doors, don't you?
These guys need a little bit more.
Most of the
lead in
enemies
their
are just
diet.
cannon fodder at this point. Yep, not a surprise there as well. There's some more, and probably some more. Yep. Okay.
Strap one on, it's time to jam.
We'll use this with a jump. There we go.
Prisoner, assume a position.
Okay, so I've made it past that bit I was on. I've just skipped a bit basically because this level's going on a lot longer than I remember it. So now there's some more platforming you've got to do. You've got to jump down these platforms and judge the movement right to do so. Try not to get killed while you're doing it.
That's it, I'm out of here.
Oh,
Can of whoop ass.
that's nice. Nice 50% health boost. Can't say percent, but you know what I mean. We must be getting close to the end of this level now,
I'm
surely.
not getting paid enough.
Now this looks like an end of level sort of situation. I've still got some of that rip laser left, so maybe that'll come in useful. And what have we got here?
Lock and load.
Pulse laser. Okay, I like the sound of that. Okay, and I've got to fight a tank by the looks of it. There's a tank moving backwards and forwards there. There's also some things shooting from these towers, so let's get rid of these towers. Actually, let's not waste the good stuff on those.
Kill them all, let God sort them.
And some more of that pulse laser. I assume the pulse laser is pretty good because it's just giving me for this end level boss, so which I haven't even started to. Oh, there we go, homing missiles as well. They seem like useful thing to be firing at this tank. Let's just blow this turret up as well. It's giving me another pulse laser. Have I got any weapons? No. So I don't think this is really doing me too much harm, this tank at the moment. I can stand quite far away from it. It's firing a few things. Can't even see where it's gone now. There it is.
Lock and load.
Pulse laser again. Oh, okay, that hurts. Try and keep away from that. And he got me again, but oh no. Getting close to getting rid of it though. What's that? Oh, that's a mine. Oh, I shouldn't have gone into that either. But I think I've destroyed it. I have destroyed it. That's a relief. So that's the first level completed. That went on for ages. What's this? Okay, prison level complete, and my kill percent was 82. And you can save the game at the end of a level, so I should probably do that. Yep. And now we move on to level 2.
Over there, that little tube looks safe.
Oh, okay, he's going on a little jet bike into a tube. And now we're loading level 2, which is the sewers. So here we go into the sewer. So we've got immediately got some enemies. Thanks for giving us any chance to react to that. So we've got some flowing water effects here, which don't look too bad considering it's first generation 3D. Looks pretty good. Graphics, apart from being quite dull, are quite good. They're quite varied. They're well drawn. Doesn't seem to be a lot of clipping or anything like that. So well done there. I haven't really talked about the sound or graphics at all, but sound-wise, you've got pretty generic sort of 90s techno soundtrack in the background and lots of gunfire, and also obviously Bruce Willis saying his bits and pieces. Not much else to talk about there. What's going on here? Okay, there's some stuff over here. Oh, blimey, shot something. Oh, I've picked up a smart bomb in that little alcove. It's really hard to tell what's going on here. Having just said the graphics are quite decent, the textures here are all over the place and it's a bit hard to work out what I'm supposed to be doing or where I'm supposed to be going. I assume it's this way. Can I shoot that? Nope, I guess not.
Into the soup.
Okay, so I've got some health, got some... Oh, there's loads of enemies again, there's some barrels to blow up. Oh dear, yeah. It's gone a bit, my character's gone a bit small and the landscape's kind of zoomed out a bit, but what's going on here? I've probably got to blow this up, have I? To open this gate. So I think I'm just going to progress through this level and see how it goes and restart the recording, the video, when I get a bit further through it, because otherwise this video is going to be like, oh, those are quite nice waterfall effects, to be fair. This video is going to be like an hour and a half long at the rate I'm going, because despite me falling down a few holes, apart from that there's no sign of any real danger in terms of the losing energy. Oh, I've got the flamethrower again. Let's just keep this on again because I really like the effect of that. That works really well. Looks really good. Probably the best of the weapons in terms of the way it looks, even if it's not the best weapon in terms of firepower, although it should be based on the fact it's fire. I'm not sure how using a flamethrower really works in a watery environment, but there you go. But anyway, yeah, I'll stop the video for a little bit, make a bit of progress and see how things pan out later in the level. So I've made a little bit of further progress and I'm now in this area, which is some kind of, well, it's a sewer but it's a mine of some kind, and you can see there's loads more of this platforming action where you've got to jump from one pillar to the next and time your landing right. Seems to be getting to grips with the platforming aspect a little bit now. Where am I going? This way? Ooh, that was close. Oh, and that was even closer because it wasn't close. I fell in a pit. So that's going to restart at the beginning there, I guess. Yeah. There's some enemies over there. May as well shoot them while I'm here. Oh no, I fell off again. Oh dear, this is going from bad to worse. Got 2 lives left now. See if I can actually get this right. Yeah, you're shooting from somewhere, but I can't even see you now. So, is that an extra life there? I really need that. I really need that extra life. Probably just drop off there, yeah, and then jump up there. Okay, I got the extra life. Getting out of here looks challenging though. Oh, I mean, what's the point? I've just lost the extra life I've just got. Oh dear. Okay, one more try. At least I've still got 2 lives. But yeah, that's difficult. .3D platforming with a fixed camera is not easy.
Strap one on, it's time to jam.
See if I can get it right this time. You definitely just drop off there and then get the extra life. Because I can't, maybe I just walk off here, do I? Nope. Same again. Oh dear. Okay, one more try. This is a disaster. I think I would have worked it out by now.
Strap one on, it's time to jam.
Okay, drop off there, jump up there, get the extra life, jump, Okay. Now all I've got to do is get back. How do I get back up there? That seems impossible. Oh, but it's not. Where am I going now? Oh, thank you, camera. You're finally moving for me. Right, so, progress. Oh dear, rocks. Okay, that was new. I'm just going to dash through this as quickly as I can. Oh, checkpoint, thank God for that. Okay, so again, I'm not sure what's happening next, so I think I'll just work my way through it and see where I end up after all this, because you've probably seen enough of me jumping from one pillar to another. Oh, I've arrived on some kind of a ring thing now. Oh, I've got to go. Oh, okay, so I've gone to overhead view. Let's just have a wander around this first, just in case there's anything worth picking up as I go around it. Yep, there was some health. But yeah, it looks like I've got to make my way down this thing now by dropping. I mean, where do I go next? Over here? How far can I drop without just dying, I wonder? Okay, so I'm assuming you've got to drop to each one. Actually, I don't think it's that difficult as long as you go off the right side of it. You can see where you've got to go next as you fall down.
That last step's a doozy.
Yeah, obvious little cliched quotes coming from Bruce. Oh, that was good. Oh, another checkpoint. Okay, I must be getting close to the end of the level now, surely. But yeah, okay. Well, I don't know where I'm going now. Can I walk on that, or is that a hole? Oh, I can walk on that. Okay. So yeah, I was going to skip through. Oh, rockets. Now rockets sound like they could be useful, but let's just leave things with the machine gun for now. Perhaps I'm coming to the end of the level. What is this? I have no idea. Oh, okay, some kind of big rats. I am in a sewer, so big poor number of polygon rats. More rats, or am I done? Oh, there's a hot. I'm gonna shoot through that. Yeah, okay. Oh, more rats.
Come get some.
I mean, most of the enemies are really easy to get rid of.
That fella.
Oh well, this looks like potentially an end of level kind of situation. There's a big pentagram there. Am I in the sewers or am I in hell at the moment? Oh, more. Okay, smart bomb those guys. I'm going to use the smart bombs on it. Wow, that did some damage. What is going on here? There's just loads of stuff falling from the ceiling. Again, I can't tell. No, that's not a hole. This must be getting towards the end of the level, surely.
Are we having fun yet?
Are we having fun yet? Well, yeah, it's actually quite fun. What is going on? No, it looks like more platforming. So yeah, I'm going to stop the video again and just bring it back when I get towards the end of the level, hopefully. Okay, so I've moved on a little bit further, lost a life along the way as well. And I've got to avoid falling rocks again, and also there's mines coming down the water, so there's a bit of dodging during this bit. Watch out for the mines. Oh, there's a lot of them. Nearly there, I think. And I'm going into a whirlpool and another checkpoint. Oh wow, okay, that's dizzying. I assume I've got to get out of here. Have I? How do I get out of this? Yeah, it's okay. Now there's some flames to avoid. This did happen earlier in the level, but I wasn't recording. There's some flames to get yourself around. Oh, that was inevitable, but luckily I'm in water, so it's put me out quite quickly. So yeah, bit of more platforming action there. Got some to jump over in this bit as well.
Oh shit.
Okay, this must be the end of level boss now, surely. There's a health bar come up now. Oh, there's a crocodile. Well, that fits, or an alligator maybe, given where we are. So what have we got in the way of weapons? Homing missiles, they must be useful in this, surely. But only when it pops out of the water. Oh, some health there. That's helpful. So there's probably a strategy to this. Probably, I'm just wondering, maybe these rockets are going to be better. Yeah, let's try the rockets instead. I'm assuming this is the end level boss. It's definitely a boss type character of some description. Come on then. I don't know what's the best weapon here. It's a bit slow. I think I'll just fire everything on it. I mean, it's giving me a health power up every time I lose a bit of health. It's not exactly the most difficult of games. Come on. It's quite, yeah, definitely that's not the best weapon. Let's try this thing again, the pulse laser. Right, let's try this on it. I mean, the frequency that it gives you a health power up is kind of good. Oh, okay, things have changed. Now I've got mines and things chucking grenades at me and stuff. It's suddenly got a bit more interesting in terms of difficulty, I suppose, but even now, it's not that difficult to get past this stuff. Just basic sort of rotating around the edge. Need that health though. That was close. Wow. What is throwing grenades at me? Let's try a bit of that. Let's try a bit of oh, I think I've got it now. Yeah. Okay, so is that the end of the level? What's going on now? I'm stuck. Okay, I'm moving again. Yeah, that's it. It's completed. Bit of a strange end of level boss. I like the idea of an alligator chasing you around, but it was really hard to actually see it. So that's level 2 completed. I'll carry on to level 3. Save the game again. And let's move on to level 3.
Alright, getting close to my old place. Hopefully the stash in my lab is still golden. This looks like the right spot. Nice polygons.
In other news, the renegade scientists broke out of the Paradise Island maximum security facility.
So another cutscene, and we're now in a city. We will be when the level actually starts, and people are after Bruce Willis's character because he's escaped from prison. Probably smells quite bad after that trip to the sewers as well. What the hell was that? Okay, that was a strange place to start things. Okay, here we are then. So what have we got? Still got all the weapons from the previous level. That's pretty cool. Got some health. Probably didn't need it at that point. Ooh. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do now. Am I supposed to jump up down here? I am. Got a flamethrower. Let's use that. Now, so these are just, I don't know what, these are soldiers after me now, I guess, not hell zombies or robots and things like that. So there's a big, this city does not look in good condition. I'll take that. Take the pulse laser, thank you. So it looks like the difficulty is ramping up a bit now. There's a lot more enemies here. And also, is that System of a Down? It is. That's System of a Down playing in the background. So it's got some licensed music as well, it would appear. Didn't last very long though. Ooh, okay. Collapsing buildings. It's pretty good. I mean, I haven't mentioned this, but it's not open world as such, but you can just backtrack all the way through the level if you want to as well. So it's pretty well programmed. Is it fun? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm not hating the game. It's a bit samey. It's just run around various different colours of corridors and shoot stuff over and over again. But it's not too bad. There's lots of noise. It's a very noisy game. What's going on here? I can't shoot that. Oh, okay, I can shoot that. It just took a lot of shots. Oh, it's definitely getting more difficult. although most enemies can still be dealt with by striking. Oh, okay, here's something. Oh, what are these guys doing here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
the voice acting from Bruce Willis is slightly embarrassing.
I feel good.
Some of the lines he's coming out with are very cheesy indeed. Grenades, that's new. They can only do good things. Oh, blimey. The analog stick's gone a bit quicker there and just flung tons of grenades all over the place. Can I go over this side? I'm guessing not, no. So it does lead you down corridors. It's not open world, but you can still wander backwards and forwards at times through the landscape. So it's a pretty fun game. It's not amazing. I think I'm going to keep it. I think it's something I might come back and play again. You've probably seen enough from the perspective of me doing this video. I've totally run out of things to say. All I'm going to do is just carry on playing until I lose all my lives, I guess, or I die of boredom, whichever one comes first. That wasn't really fair. It's not a boring game. There's plenty to do. It's just I can't really play games like this for too long before it starts to get a little bit samey and tedious. But there we go. I'm also losing my voice. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, there we go. There goes a life. So I think I've just got one life left now. Or do you get more lives? No, yeah, you do. So your lives reset at the start of each level, which is great if you want to make progress through the game. I do feel like the game's pretty easy. I do like you retain all the weapons you've got when you do lose a life as well. That's pretty cool there. So you're walking under that bridge and there's guys running along the top, jumping down. They've put some thought into the sort of set piece design of this. I will say that much for it. It's a bit of a samey game, but the design of it's pretty cool. And I'm guessing as you progress, the variety of the enemies might change a little bit as well. I don't know why I've wasted the flamethrower on that.
And now, redone.
But yeah, I don't think I'm even going to stick it through to play it to using up all my lives now. Perhaps I will. What I'll do is I'll play for a bit and I'll restart when I've got one life left. I'll restart the video because I can't. Oh, okay. Here comes something bad. Surely. Yeah, okay. A tank. Another tank. What have I got in terms of weapons? Not a lot. Okay, these rockets might help. No, I've run out of those as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is going to get more challenging now. I'm not going to last long here. I've only got a machine gun and a tank's after me with a lot of flames. Just run away from it though. Okay. So I've had to restart recording here because this is obviously a nod to The Fifth Element, which Bruce Willis starred in the year before this game was made. He's flying around on a hovering taxi shooting stuff, so that was pretty cool. They obviously really thought about, you know, it's got Bruce Willis in, so let's do some things that make sense for Bruce Willis, that are little nods to stuff that he's been involved in, and you know, Easter eggs for fans of his and stuff like that. So fair play. The game does go on a bit. I feel like the levels could be a bit shorter, but at least they have thought about things a little bit. Oh, let's shoot this guy. Not sure how much longer I'm going to last. I've still got lives left, 1 or 2 I think. I think I've got 2 left. So, and the health power-ups it's very generous with, and you can just run past most things as well. So yeah, I'll carry on again until I've only got 1 life and half my health left. So I am on my last life now. I've got sent back to a checkpoint, so you've seen some of this already. But one thing I've completely forgotten about is you can crouch and roll when you're crouching. That's the first time I've done that. You need it on this stage though, I think, because there's a lot of people shooting at you that you can duck, I think, and also there's things you can crouch behind. So yeah, I'm just going to run through this bit as quickly as I can. You can blow this away here, I think, and then you can crouch behind it, and they can't hit you. Oh, they can hit you. Okay, I was wrong. So yeah, I've only got a little bit of health left, so I'm probably not going to last too much longer. Oh, okay, I think that was intentional. Yeah, so I've got another tank to face off against with virtually no weapons. And this tank, you have to get close to it to hit it. So if I try and hit it from back here, the bullets don't even get close enough. I could really do with that health power up there. How do I get that? So I'll switch to my most dangerous and only weapon. But yeah, basically, I don't know how I'm going to get close to this thing to actually get any hits on it. Maybe I've got a strategy here. Yeah, I don't know if it's making any contact. Yeah, I've blown it up. That's useful. Okay, so how do I get... Can I get that health power up there? Seemingly not. Let's just move on. Oh, it's dropped one behind.
Oh, that felt great.
So on we go. Another check. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Well, there we go. I've walked into a pit of lava and died, and that'll do because I've been talking about this game for way too long as it is. So there you go. That's game over. Back to the start menu, and what can I say? Not a bad game. One I'm going to keep, as I said. I might try and play through it again at some point without talking about it, just for my own pleasure or pain or whatever it is. Got no idea how many levels there are. Never got to see any of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse or any of the characters that were mentioned in the manual, but pretty decent run and gun. If you like those kind of games and you like your twin stick shooters, then it's one to consider. Not particularly expensive, so worth a play if you want to buy yourself a copy for the PS2. If you've got any thoughts, PS2, I meant PS1 of course. So if you've got any thoughts about the game, then let me know in the video comments. If you got this far, well done, because this was a very long video, as a lot of these later PS1, PS2 era games do tend to be, because obviously they're a bit more involving than some of the earlier games. So thanks very much for watching this video. I'll be back with another one in the near future, and that's all for now. That's another game from my collection reviewed then, and it's time to pick another one out of the tin for next time around at random, as I always do. So let's just dig around and pick out one of the bits of paper. And for next time around, it's going to be an Atari 2600 game, so going very far back from the PS1. It's Commando Raid. So I'll be playing that next time around. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.